So when I was 15, I got into my first ever relationship, right? I had this girl over and we were friends for a while. We were on the couch. We hadn't started dating yet, but this is really embarrassing. But we were on the couch, right? And all night I thought that she was giving me the eyes, and I was like, this is really weird because we're friends right now. And she's giving me like, definitely the I want to kiss you eyes, right? And eventually she leans in and just kisses me out of nowhere while we're watching a movie, and I'm like, oh, because this is my first kiss ever. This is my first ever kiss. And I am shaking at this moment. My heart's beating so fast, right? I'm sweating because I just had my first kiss. Is this what it feels like? Is this what it feels like to kiss a girl? This is weird. This is not what I thought it would feel like. Yeah. And I was so nervous and excited to the point where I was so visibly shaking that she was like, "Are you okay?" And it's funny looking back now because this first relationship, like for the first few months, it was great. I was learning so much about relationships, about what it means to be with a partner and live life in a relationship. But we started getting used to each other, right? We fell into habits, into patterns. Specifically, she wanted something. She wanted to go do something, or she wanted my time for something. And no matter how much it would intrude on my life, like there were a lot of times whenever it was great and I was like, yeah, let's absolutely hang out, let's do this. But there were other times where it wasn't the best for me to go hang out. I had other things I needed to do. I had made plans with friends, but I didn't want to say no, right? I didn't want to let her down. This is the first girlfriend I ever had. I didn't want to lose her. I never stood up for the things that I needed, that I wanted, and I was people pleasing because I was afraid. I couldn't stand up for myself at that age. This led me to settle for a one-sided relationship, and it led me to be bullied throughout school without doing shit about it. Right now, you let people step on you. You don't speak up about the things you need, not want, need, because you are afraid. Afraid you'll upset someone. Afraid you'll look stupid. Afraid you are going to seem needy and that people won't like you. Ultimately, you are afraid of being hurt or alone. So you people please, you try and be the nice guy, but this is exactly what draws people away from you because you aren't being genuine. So they can't trust you or get close to you or get to know you. And some even step on you because of that. But we're not going to let that happen anymore. My name is Luke Grenoble, and you find yourself among a gang of young men who are no longer settling for the mediocrity and depression of living a life that average social skills affords. If that's something that you want to be a part of, hit subscribe right now. I'm going to walk you through the actual steps of becoming a more assertive person and standing up for yourself. But first, you have to understand the right mindsets, the right way to think, because that's the biggest thing separating you from being the person that you want to become, is the way that you are thinking about yourself and the way that you are viewing the world. First of all, you have to have the mindset that nobody is better than you. This doesn't mean that you are the greatest guy in the world, that you're the best human being. It means that no matter where another person is in life, no matter how far ahead you perceive them to be, you could be there too. The only thing different between you and them is that they either started a little sooner or they've done one thing right that you haven't done yet. Because when you first see someone with something that you want, your first thought should be, yeah, I could do that. If you see someone who's absolutely jacked, yeah, bro, you absolutely could do that. They've just been in the gym a little bit longer than you have. Sure. Doesn't mean they're a better person than you. If you see someone who's really confident and charismatic, they're not a better person than you. They've just grown up with those skills or they've practiced those skills. Yeah, fucking yeah, you could do that. Absolutely. What one man can do, so can another. Because human beings are basically the same, right? Like, I'm not pulling this out of my ass. 99.9% of our genetics are exactly the same. So if you had the exact same conditioning and you went through the same experiences that they did, of course you'd be in the exact same place that they are in now. Of course you would. So of course you could be in that place in the future. They've just started sooner or done one thing right that you haven't yet. The next thing you have to keep in mind is no matter where you are or who you are with, you belong. Because right now you are putting people up on a pedestal. You need to stop being afraid or intimidated by anyone who is quote unquote ahead of you. With whatever skill or thing that you respect about them, you still belong in the same room. Even if you saw their Instagram, they look really good online, or you see them and they're particularly well put together. If you were to see them in the mornings, bro, their hair is everywhere. They've got morning breath, dude. They're wiping crust out of their eye when they're taking their morning poop. No matter what situation you are in, you belong. The last thing that you need to remember is that failure and embarrassment are not that big of a deal. Because who fucking cares? We're all going to die soon. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, it shouldn't matter right now. Seriously, bro. No one is going to remember the situation that you thought was embarrassing or the place that you thought you failed, right? In a week. No one's going to remember that. And if they do, they have ego problems, right? Like imagine you walk up to a girl and you say, hey, I think you're cute. What's your name? And she just goes, no. Who cares, bro? You're gonna be like, oh no, everyone in the cafe just saw me and that was so embarrassing. First of all, the people in the cafe probably like respect. And the people who aren't are only gonna be like, oh my God, because they would never have the fucking balls to do it, right? That's the only reason that would be a big deal to them, is because it's a big deal in their head. They're like, I could never do that. So it's a big deal right now, and this person went and got rejected. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. No one is going to be remembering that in the week. She's not going to go tell her friends, oh my God, this dude just came up to me and tried to freaking, thought he had a chance with me. No one does that, bro. And if they do, they have ego problems, right? And fuck those people anyway. Fuck them. Once you realize this, that failure and embarrassment are not that big. You have zero fear of consequences. What the fuck is stopping you now? So remember those 3 mindsets. Nobody is better than you. No matter where you are, you belong. And failure and embarrassment are not that big. Now that you know these, you're ready to start putting them to actual use. First step you need to take is use affirmations. And you're gonna say, oh, I've tried these before and they don't work. Bro, you either didn't try them right or you didn't do them for long enough. It takes about 21 days for these things to set in, for you to actually start feeling a change in your self-image because of them. Use affirmations that ingrain these specific mindsets. You're not just saying, oh, I'm handsome. Oh, I'm confident. You are using them to specifically ingrain these mindsets. Use ones that are, one, personal to you, that mean something, that are emotional to you, with whatever part of assertiveness you are struggling with, and make sure they relate to the mindsets we just talked about. So you can say, I belong. You can say, I am not afraid of failure, or I am perfectly imperfect. Whatever resonates with you, you can steal those if you want, but whatever resonates with you and makes those mindsets make sense, write that down on a sticky note. Right? Actually fucking do this, bro. Right now, action step. Write this down on a sticky note and put that up on your wall. Say them once a day, every day, for at least 21 days, because this is going to start to reframe your mind, because our nervous system and brain cannot tell the difference between visualizing and thought and the real world. So if you are constantly thinking and telling yourself that you are this kind of person every day, you're going to become it. Next step is you have to be genuine. People haven't gotten close to you because they don't know you. They feel that you're putting up some kind of screen, some kind of mask, that you're trying to be a nice guy on purpose. So they're like, what is he hiding? Subconsciously, they're thinking this, right? They're not thinking this like out loud, but like their freaking animal instinct brain is like, what is he hiding? Counter this with honesty, authenticity. When you like or dislike something, say it, bro. That was a good joke, bro. That's funny. Or you could be like, I don't like that joke, bro. That's a little hurtful. People have mad respect for you when you say shit like that, when you lower your filter. And yeah, some people aren't going to like you, but they weren't going to like you anyway, bro. Why would you try and people please them if they aren't going to like the kind of person you are anyway? You're going to find those kind of people who aren't going to like you, but you're also going to find people who fucking love you now, because they're like, this guy's authentic. I know him. This guy's like me. And you know what? He has more balls than I do to actually show that. I want to hang around this fella. This is how you're going to win respect and love. Action step number 2, make a tracker like this one, Monday through Sunday. Cross off each day that you've purposefully said something genuine. Soon enough, you are not going to have to think about it anymore. It's just going to happen. Last thing is we are now going to implement the healthy male rule. So imagine, in your mind's eye, imagine, what does a healthy male look like? Probably stands up straight, right? He's probably pretty built. He's confident when he speaks. He's isn't people pleasing though. He has a lot of friends, a lot of people who like him, but he's not trying to be a certain way that he's not. He just is him. He's a confident, stand-up guy. Now, whenever you are faced with a situation where you are unsure of what to do, where you don't know how to respond or how to act, think, what would a healthy male do? What would this healthy male do? Because the fastest way to make progress in your character is to start making decisions as if you were someone else that you want to be. Because eventually, you start to just become that person. These things become habits and they naturally just align and you become that character. And you can't immediately wake up and just say, I'm assertive now. Because that's not how it works, bro. You've been through years of conditioning telling you otherwise. You've had this mindset that you were not assertive, and now everything in your life seems to be proving that right, because that's the lens that you're viewing the world with. But once you start implementing these habits, within a few weeks, you're going to notice the difference. And of course, you're going to fuck up from time to time and slip back, but the overall trend is going to be positive, right? And one day, in a few months, you're going to look back and say, oh my God, I was just assertive and I was just really confident in a situation and I wasn't consciously thinking about that. I just naturally did that. And imagine how warm of a feeling that's going to be, how proud you are going to be of yourself whenever you realize, what the fuck? I did it. Now I am that guy. Bro, I'll tell you, as someone who's been on the journey myself, it is an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling to feel confident in any situation that you go into. And assert yourself when you need to, because you can just tell the respect that other people have. And you now have respect for yourself too. And that's incredibly powerful. So like this video or save it to a playlist right now so that you can come back to it and implement each part of this. If you want my one-to-one personal help with solving social skills problems like this, click the link in the description below to see if we'd be a good fit for each other for my monthly coaching. Act now and become unstoppable.